Thanks for staying with us. In recent times, given the excess rate of divorce among couples, most especially celebrities, prenuptial agreements have continued to become a phrase that pops up momentarily, outlining and providing more clarity to the financial and proprietary rights of married couples in the case of a divorce between both parties. Similarly, in Nigeria, prenups have gained more prominence and acceptance among the general public, even though there's no evidence of any Nigerian reported case law on any pre- or post-nuptial agreement. So we'd like to know your thoughts on prenuptial agreements, especially in this part of the world. You can join the conversation and call us on 08107641679 or 09024163440. Tweet us at TVC Connect using the hashtag your view on TVC. Prenuptial agreement. So I don't know how many of you saw that video of a man who posted that they had to, he's a wealthy man, businessman, wealthy, he's made money. The wife is also, good. Yeah, she's working, she has her own money. And so the wife suggested that they sign a prenup. And because they want to be able to focus on real love and nobody's thinking of, who's taking what and what. So they had to split. They knew what you're coming into the marriage with, your own cars, your own debts, if you carry bese into the marriage. They had to discuss all of that. And Nigerians and other people were like, this is not a marriage. How dare you do this kind of thing? No, this is not true love. This is not this. Some people, supported it, said, that's fantastic. At least the man will not be scared that the lady was coming into the marriage because she wanted to eat his money or, stuff like that. But when I saw it, I had mixed feelings. Because I don't know why I'm going to be dividing what I'm bringing and what you have and all of that. If you love me, you love me. If I love you, I love you. If we don't, let's pack it up. But let me hear the thoughts of the ladies. I know Miriam likes this kind of prenuptial thing. You sign one.
I think it's not for, I don't think prenup is for everybody. I think it's for a particular set of people with some unique characteristics. So I think people who are really wealthy, especially people who are coming from family wealth. So this wealth is not basically yours. You have not grown that wealth yourself. It's coming with a lot of, there's fathers, there's grandfather, and because we understand the risks sometimes with relationships where you're not sure who it is that it's really coming close. Are they coming close from me or because they know that this is a way to get into the family wealth and sabotage it and things like that? So I feel like for those unique sets of people, it is something that they could use. And when you come into relationships with those people, you're aware ahead, that this is a requirement to be with that person. So this has nothing to do with just the man. It can be for a woman as well. There are conversations sometimes you hear of a father who is not certain of a particular man that his daughter is interested in, and thinks that this is a way of this person coming to just take advantage. If the father knew ahead of time that this man says, I'm not interested in your money, I'm just interested in your daughter. In fact, I'm willing to sign whatever prenup there is, or the daughter herself, I feel that it takes away some of these questions. That's for people like that. But if you and I, we drank Gary together from the moment that we met, you put your,
your 50 kobo, my 20 kobo.
You bring one chair today, tomorrow I bring one table. I don't know what prenup we're signing, that one. So that's why I feel that it's for different people. And it's important that it's a conversation you have before marriage, or so that you know where everyone stands. For some people, they find it as an insult. Yeah. Like, what, you think I'm coming into this marriage because of what you have? And I can understand how, when I think about it, if someone were to say that to me, I can understand how it can sound insulting. But if we're able to have proper conversations with the reasons why, assuring that it has nothing to do with our love. And besides, prenup doesn't mean that we cannot build wealth or new wealth together, and whatever it is that we'll build together will be ours. Then I think it's something that we should be looking to, going forward in the future, because I've heard too many stories of romance scams, that happen, and I think this is a good thing to do.
I like that perspective. Ramatu? Did you
prenups,
sign anything?
Culture. For me, prenups, I don't think it should really work in Nigeria like that per se, because, culturally, then the African setting always come in place. But I know that it just shows that because it stresses on the financial aspect of the couple involved. Like, let me give you a typical example of a couple who signed such as Jay-Z and Beyonce. They
signed the prenup?
Yes, they are very rich, you understand, and nobody is there to oppress. Because I remember there was a time Jay-Z even cheated, right? And it was all everywhere and everything. But you could see that there was no oppression. He didn't oppress her. He came out and he apologized. But you can imagine if I'm the one that is paying, let's say I'm the man, and I'm the one paying for everything and I cheated. Sometimes I will not even come out and apologize. I'll still be feeling like, look, I'm taking care of you. What do you mean? You know, but this one came out. There's that respect that comes with the fact that, look, I have my own money and the husband too has his own money, but we're just coming together to, you know, for love and to, you know, love each other and enjoy the union. So I think the prenup works very well abroad, but here it's going to...
I don't think it will work.
It won't work.
Abroad,
our ego is too much. We can't handle that kind of... can't handle prenups.
Amaka, what are your thoughts?
So I think that, first of all, that respect or disrespect in marriage has nothing to do with whether you have money, you don't have money. A badly behaved person is a badly behaved person.
I agree.
I'm of the school of thought that everybody in this life have your own. I mean, I don't understand why I want to be with any man that I'm not going to chop his money. Excuse me. Have you seen me? Are you kidding me? Beauty, brain, every complete package. But why should you tell me to say, what are we signing? So, hey, God. I'm a lawyer, so if I write for people, those that want to... But let's be realistic. Even if you have your own money as a man coming in, like from what Miriam said, where we can still build wealth together, right? You find out that if the man already had a company or the woman, right? And then if what the prenup says is that you don't have any business with whatever goes on with that company. But then I spent 10 years with you, 20 years with you, giving you emotional support. You're picking my brains in the bedroom, whatever that goes on to build that company, right? And I still don't get anything from it. What happens to that emotional support? What happens to this? Even that in the morning I give you breakfast, you come back at night. There's a
I give you peace.
I give you
Yeah,
peace.
exactly.
I give you food, both in the kitchen and in the other room and everything. So 20 years does not count. I pop out children, train the children. Excuse you.
That's why it will not work in Nigeria at all.
I don't care. So, for example, like my dad's family.
Yeah.
So they have a will where the wives don't inherit, you know, because the generational wealth, where we the children, so the wealth passes to the kids,
Yes.
but never to the wives, right? Yeah, but I think that's an unfair thing.
Very.
Yeah, very, very unfair thing, because so the wives are popping up the grandchildren, you people are giving the wealth. It doesn't make sense.
It should not be compensated.
It's nice that I have something, but it doesn't make sense for my mom. It doesn't
Not
make
to
sense.
have.
Yeah. But then it just shows that when you're in that marriage, you make sure that your husband, you're chopping what you can chop, because and you're being taken care of,
chopping
because
with speed.
because are you kidding me? So whether from the husband's side or whether from the wife's side, everybody have your money. But having that idea of saying that we should sign something, there must be rules and regulations for us to go in, the love and everything, you say it becomes transactional somehow.
Everything is
You don't want it to be transactional, but then everybody is somehow digging gold and being transactional either way. So for me, it doesn't work.
Okay,
Prenup
so
what?
for me, so I don't know how it works really. I think you may be able to shed more light on it. But I feel like prenup is not like a blanket agreement. I think that each prenup agreement is quite unique.
Yes.
There's some people that have said that if we are able to stay, at least we hear this from Hollywood celebrities, if we stay in a marriage 10 years, this is what you can get because you have put in work and time in the marriage. So you will not go without anything. If it's like a less than 10 year or like a 3 year, because they have realized that there's some people that come into your life for that chop quickly, chop fast, and move on. So let's see, if you're able to stay the course of marriage and it takes a while, then, you know, and then if it's the man who has the money and he's the one that initiated divorce, the prenup does not work, because it may mean that, because you think you have a prenup. So I think there are different types of prenup depending on, and I feel that whoever is coming into the marriage and wanting to sign an agreement, it has to be something that you both agree to. There are some prenuptial agreements, I think that it's quite unfair from the very beginning. And as the woman too, for your respect and your peace of mind, you can say, you know what,
I don't want to sign this.
Either we have a better prenuptial agreement, or we forget about this marriage.
So from a legal perspective, so like every prenup agreement is you know, drafted, yes, different, you know, to suit individuals or what you want to put in it. But it still doesn't stop criminals or gold diggers from coming in. Because if you tell me that I have to stay 10 years, right, to get something, a criminal will stay 10 years, right? It doesn't even prevent anything. Also, you find out that people now stay in abusive situations just because they don't want to live empty, and then things go wrong. People are murdered and stuff. And then you find out that some men or women that might notice that the other partner wants to leave the marriage before time will now try to set you up so that you can breach, because the prenup agreement has, you know, there's always breach, right? Yeah. So if you breach this, even if you've done the 10 years, you wouldn't be able to get so people start setting a whole lot of things, you know, happen. I found out that, like, people, they said that, oh, marriage is not love that really keeps the marriage and everything, that at some point those butterflies will go away. So what happens when the butterfly now goes away and everybody is now planning and plotting? Do you understand? So I just feel like that's important. I just think that it's important to discuss your finances. It's highly important, which so many people that are dating don't have the real conversations, right? But then putting certain things before certain things, or putting certain things as a yardstick for love, or a yardstick that I should be with you, or a yardstick of how I should behave, I just think that that's not good enough. Yeah, I don't think...
Okay, so I personally do not believe in prenups, right? But I know that in the Western world, there's a way they behave. It works for them in that way. It's also a form of protection for them. But we adopting it here, I don't think that is the sort of protection we should be adopting, because number one, it's a patriarchal society we run here. The man already has the everything, right? Like I've never seen where wives chase their husbands out of the house when they misbehave. It's the man that will say, pack your things and get out of my house. The house that me and you built, I will pack my things and get out of your house. So the man already has the upper hand here. I don't know what you're signing. What I should hear for people like us in Nigeria, you know, talking about our culture, is the sort of protection you put in place for the woman. Exactly. In case anything happens and anything goes wrong. And I like your angle. I so much believe in that. If I have invested my time, 10 years, 20 years, 30 years, invested my youth, lost my body, just because I want to help you build a home, and something happens, whether it's my fault or it's your fault or it's nobody's fault, anything happens, I should be protected. That time that I've spent should be compensated. Okay, it should count. I should be compensated for that time.
So you see now, that thing, the way you put your mind that, okay, you should be compensated, it looks like you are the only one that is giving in the relationship. No, the guy too is giving as well. And that is where I'm going to tell you that that's why Islamically, even the woman has her own, in case of anything, she will be giving something. The wife will be giving something. So you don't have that kind of mindset that, oh, when something happens to him, he's going to be giving something and, you know, you won't get anything. No.
No. Okay, I will explain what I said, but after taking the call, we have Olabode from Festa. Good morning, Olabode. Ekaro, sir.
Good morning.
Ekaro. We can hear you. Can we have volume, please?
Yes, please. Based on the topic you are discussing this morning, as a societal engineer, I'm a sociologist. So we have the theory that we call the social esteem theory. In social esteem, everybody that goes to any relationship, they have what they have in mind to achieve. You have something that the other person do not have. For women, some people, they marry because of safety, some not because of love, some because of support, and what have you. Our individual reasons differ. So I can say that we should do something based on uniqueness of an individual. We cannot say this thing will not work, in the sense that there are some individuals that their major reason for being in a relationship is just for you to be covered, you to be loved, to care, and what have you. So, any relationship that you know that this is your own side, you want to be protected in this way or the other way, I don't see any reason why you will not sign such a relationship, because it is.
Oh, thank you. I didn't get what he said clearly. Maybe our viewers would have heard him.
Yes.
We're going to, yes, let me quickly respond to... so what I mean is, I know that both of us spent our time together. That's the man and the woman in the question, right? Now, the compensation I mean is when the woman now has to leave for whatever reason empty-handed from the sacrifices we both made. So while even if I was not working, even if I was just a stay-at-home mom, the fact that I was nurturing your children and I was taking care of the home, you know, I cannot go empty. And also for the man. But in our culture, the men do not go empty because they are the ones that have the final say. So what do we put in place to protect the woman that if anything happens? And this does not mean that we are, you know, we're having a foresight that we're walking into a marriage with the idea that it will end someday. No, it's the idea that anything can happen because we are human beings. Anybody can wake up tomorrow and they're tired. How do I protect my partner in a way that nobody loses at the end of the day is what we should be talking about here.
And I think that that's really what the prenup is about. That's really what it's about. Of course, you know, I really appreciate the perspective that you brought on how people can still manipulate a prenup. But, you know, I don't think there's any style that is foolproof. Because if you go without a prenup, it's because of all the ways that people have manipulated that sort of trusting open relationship that has brought about the prenup. And I feel that this is your question as well about protecting the Nigerian woman, because that is a problem that we have here. And we've tried to do like the courts, where we insist on, okay, make sure you at least have a registry, you do the registry wedding, marriage, so that you are protected by law in some way, because normal Nigerian cultural marriages, at the end of the day, you just pack your things and go. Just no matter how long you've been in there. Nobody cares. No matter what sacrifices or contributions you've made there, nothing goes with you. So the court is supposed to help protect your rights. But also, we live in a country where we know that it doesn't... what we have written down, not necessarily what reflects in our society, you know. So you have the courts and then you leave. It depends also maybe if you come from, as a woman, what gives you protection is maybe if you come from a strong family yourself, they're able to push for you, or if you're a strong person yourself. But usually, like just a regular, vulnerable woman is usually left on her own to deal and fend for herself. And so for me, I think a prenup can also work in this situation, which is a fully written out agreement about what are her rights. And for me, I don't think the prenup is just necessarily about the wealth that you already have. It could be the wealth that you're looking to have, at least from what I understand. You can explain better. Because I've seen some people, or is it a postnuptial? People do that as well. Yeah. So people would say, we have spent this year, and this is the estimated assets that we're looking for. In the case that we go our separate ways, this is how we're going to. The house will definitely go to the wife and children. This, whatever added assets. Exactly. So we need an agreement. Maybe the word is not a prenup, but we do need an agreement that protects the Nigerian wife. Because honestly, today, that is a problem that many Nigerian wives are facing. That's why you're talking about some of the things that women have to endure in marriages, because they're afraid that when they step out, that means my lifestyle is gone, my children's fees or anything, everything is gone and has stopped.
So whether I like it or not, right, a prenup is focused on what you already have and is focused on finances, mainly finances, right? And the reason for me why I believe a prenup is distasteful is because you're telling me that you have to choose. As in, I don't want you to be materialistic. I don't want you to look at my money. I don't want you to look at either way, whether man or woman. You need to choose. Do you want me without the money? Olga?
I want to
I want to ask if her leg was bent or what was going on. Would you have gone for her?
How about those that go for her?
Okay, so for me, let me finish. When they talk about prenup, you find out that most it comes from the majority in terms of the ratio is mainly men, right? Yes, trying to protect their wealth. Men with money and everything. And I keep asking that question: as a man, what are you working for? Is it not for your woman that is giving you happiness and joy to enjoy? It's not for your children and your home and your family to enjoy. If you die, we all die. We carry it to the grave. What is the problem? Then, and when you put those conditions and the woman ends up doing that, you find that somehow that thing is at the back of her mind.
True.
I don't think there's any woman or man that signed the prenup and is 100% happy with it. I don't think so, because you've given somebody reason to say it's either this or that. You're putting the
Now
person on.
collabo. I'm
na
choosing both of
collabo.
you.
Come with
Your money and your
your
wealth
wealth
goes
together.
together.
Because
I'm
Ramati, your
coming with
final
my
thoughts,
own.
we have to go.
Yeah, so okay, so I'm just thinking that okay, what if I sign a prenup? I know that I will not be invested in that relationship 100%. Yes, I will not be because I know that at the end of the day, my property will be my own and his own will be his own. And then at the end, yes, it's divided in the mind. So it's really transactional.
Divided in the
Look at
mind.
it.
I like
It's
that.
It's transactional. So for example, now let's say
Example, we don't have time for example. We have to go.
You have to go.
We have to go. We have a guest, yes. So we'll take a breather here, and I'm sure you guys have heard. In our culture, we have to find a way to write our own prenup so that it favors the Nigerian woman. Look at, this is not because we are women. Look at your mothers, your aunties. You must have had someone who experienced a bad marriage and was chased out for whatever reason, empty-handed. And they had to start picking up their life again after investing years in that. You wouldn't want that for your auntie, would you?
all.
You wouldn't want that for your sister, would you?
Or your daughter.
You wouldn't want that for your daughter too, would you? Yeah, so it's not about feminine thing, no. We're just talking reality here. And I hope that we'll find a way in the country to see how we can do this for our women. That's all we can take on this segment. When we come back, we have a special guest in the house, and the show continues. Stay with us.
Stay tuned. Your View will be right back.